Welcome back to another episode of Topic of Discussion. I am your host, Miles Berry. And without further introduction, let's get right into it. Okay, the topic for today is titled Something New. Again, the topic for today is titled Something New. Okay, and before I even jump into that, I want us to understand that sometimes in life, we go down the wrong paths and wrong roads, right? So as we go down these wrong paths and wrong roads, sometimes we know what we're doing. Sometimes we know that it's not good for us. Sometimes we know everything that's going on in our life, and we may know, okay, we're going down this path, and we know we're not supposed to be doing this, right? Or we know it's nothing down this path for us. And sometimes God lets us continue down the wrong road until we change, right? Because we pray to God when things go wrong, right? When something goes wrong, that's when people that don't usually pray. Like, oh my gosh, God, if you could just get me out of this, I promise, I promise, I promise, right? But the whole time that we were going through this or going down that road, we weren't saying anything. We were going to see how long we can go down this path. And that's the same thing God is doing, right? He just looks at us because he knows that we're going down the wrong path. So he's just looking. All right. He knows he's not supposed to go down this path. He knows better. I know he knows better, but he's just trying to see how long he can go down this path before something happens, right? So with our free will that we have, he's saying, look, I already gave you guidance, but you're being disobedient to me. So since you're disobeying the route that I paid for you and you're going down this path or this road, I want you to continue down that road until you figure it out. And when you come back to me and say, I need you now, I'm going to step in. But until that moment, I'm going to let you continue to go down that road. So whatever comes down that road, that's your choice that you're making. The same way it's your choice that you're choosing to go down that path, right? So everything that comes along that path and that road that you're choosing to go on, hey, that has nothing to do with me, right? That's basically what God is saying, because he's saying, I have already gave you the knowledge, the wisdom, and the people in your life that you need to be surrounded by and the right path to go down. And since you are continuously going down this path that I did not lay in front of you, take everything that's coming down that path with you, right? So if it's destruction, if it's crashing out, if it's losing people, hey, I didn't tell you to go down that path. So you're going to continue to go down that path until something happens, right? And sometimes we go down that path until someone dies, you crash out, you start losing everything in your life, and you're like, God is like, hey, I already told you not to go down that path, but I have to let you do it, right? We have free will. So sometimes in life, God is just going to let us go down these paths because we have the free will to do so. So how long are you going to go down the wrong path? You know it's wrong. You know you're not making the right decisions, but why do you need somebody to say, hey, you know you're not doing right? Why don't you tap on yourself and say, oh, I know I'm not doing right. All right, let me do some self-reflection. Let me understand what's going on, because I know this path that I'm going down is not for me. I know these people that I'm choosing to hang out with are not for me, right? I know what I'm doing in my life is not good. So why do you continuously do it to see how far you can go? It's like a little kid playing around, right? And saying, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm going to keep destroying this, or I'm going to keep writing on the wall, or I'm going to keep doing this until somebody tells me, no, I know I'm not supposed to, but I want to do it anyway. That's the same thing with God, right? We know we're not supposed to do it, but we're seeing how long that we can continuously do this before somebody or something happens, right? So with that said, let's jump into the topic of something new. And this was titled Something New today because I want us to understand sometimes in life, we need something new to refocus, right? We need to refocus because in life, sometimes we're going down these wrong paths because we're trying to find an avenue or a road that's paid for us to reach our happiness or reach something good in our life, because sometimes everything in our life can continuously and every day just be bad, 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 right? It's like every day I wake up, it's like, oh, what today? What now? What now? Right? So the topic for today was something new because sometimes we just need to refocus. Sometimes we need to take a vacation. Sometimes we just need to get in another space that can just refocus our attention, refocus what we want to do in our life, right? So we can sit at a point and understand where we are. All right, let me understand where I am. What have I done? Where are my emotions? Where am I physically? Where am I mentally, right? So I can understand where I am and then rethink, self-reflect on everything that's going on in my life. We have to refocus, right? So sometimes in life we need something new, right? We need something new. So, and that can come along with smiling, being happy again, and so on and so forth. Sometimes we just need something new, all right? So how do you put yourself in a position for something new? Because sometimes even in relationships, right, you have people that been together for so long, right? But people that been together for so long, if you don't put that spark back in the relationship or do something out the ordinary, the relationship continuously dies, right? Over time, it's going to continuously just downgrade, right? You're not going to feel that spark. You're not going to feel that love anymore because y'all are doing the same thing. If that's going to work, coming home, that's going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, seeing each other cool, going to work, coming home. Y'all are doing the same motions every day, right? Right? The same day on repeat. So that's just like in a relationship where you need something to spark that relationship again. You need to do something new. Let's do something out of the ordinary that we weren't doing before. Let's go on a date. Let's go out the country. Let's take a little 3-day vacation out the country to see something new, to be in another space, right? So that's what we also need in our life. That's not just relationships. That's us as human beings because we need something new. Sometimes we need to refocus. And how do you refocus? You put yourself in another position. You put yourself in another predicament so you can have another perspective and see things from a different perspective that you're seeing it. Because sometimes we're looking and we're looking straight, but what we're looking at down this road that's in front of us is the wrong path. We laid the wrong path in front of us. So yes, our eyes are on the prize, but our eyes are on the wrong prize, right? Our eyes are on the wrong prize. So we can have blindness on. We can be blocking everything out, but the path that we laid for us is the wrong path. So we need something new. Self-reflect. Sit down. That's why I say write down where you are. Write down. You have to study yourself so you can study your life. You have to study yourself so you can study your life. We just wake up and go. We wake up and go. We wake up and go. We just change with the seasons. We just change with the season. All right, how's the wind blowing? We're just going with the wind. So when are we going to sit down and focus on what we need to? We need something new sometimes, and sometimes we have to put ourselves in different positions. And for example, that's just like maybe for my life. Let's speak personally on my personal life again. For me, I needed something new. Sometimes it's just a different job. Sometimes I went and got a different job. So therefore, my mind is not in that same space. I was getting mad because of how much money I was making. So let me put myself in another job so I can get something new. Sometimes we just need to regain our happiness, regain our focus. Let me put myself around certain people. I know these people are not good for me. I thought these was my friends, or maybe we just fell off. They don't have to do something bad. They don't have to be an enemy, but sometimes people just fall off in your life. That's okay. But sometimes we got to refocus on ourselves. Let's get around something new. Let's get around some more people. Let's surround ourselves by a different environment. Let me just go out on a walk. Let me just sit down in a different environment so I can see different things. Let me just go out of the state. You get what I'm saying? Let me just go sit. Let me just go do something new that I usually don't do so I can just get my mind in another space. Because once you keep having the same day on repeat, that's the rat race. Okay? You're contributing to the rat race. That's all you're doing. It's the same day on repeat, the same motions, the same cycle that you just keep running on, keep running on, keep running on. You're going to keep seeing the same things. You're going to keep running to the same people. You're going to keep doing everything the exact same way because you're stuck in the cycle. And it's not until you get out of that cycle, that loop that just keeps turning like this, that you keep running in. It's not until you come over here and you look back at everything that you have done and you're like, man, all this life was over here. But I was so stuck here that I couldn't see here. I was so stuck in my mind, the things that I went through, my mental, my physical, my emotional state, that I forgot that it's a whole world. I forgot that it's new people that I can meet. I forgot that it's a new relationship. It's new love that I can get into. I forgot that I don't have to crash out. I forgot that it's another path that I can go down. I forgot my mind is blown now, right? So sometimes we just need to reposition our life, reposition ourselves, turn this way, reposition our focus. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So therefore, let's change. Let's change how we view things, and let's think about what position that we can get ourselves in. What is something new that we can do today? What is something new? If you are dealing with this, or if you feel like you're stuck in a certain situation, or you're part of rat race, or you're part of just the same day on repeat and just tired, think about something new that you can do in your life. You can start a new hobby. You can start anything, a new job. Maybe you want a new car. It doesn't matter what you want. Don't just go just splurge. But I'm just saying sometimes getting in something new, receiving something new, being around something new can help your life. Because sometimes we are losing our happiness, we are losing our drive because we're so stuck in that race, in that rat race, in that continuously down state, emotionally, physically, and mentally. So sometimes we just need to change our environment. We just need to change our environment. It's not us. It could just be your environment. Part of the problem is definitely you, but sometimes it can be the environment that you're in. And it could be a household, it could be the people that you're surrounded by, it could be your family, it could be friends, it could be anybody. And sometimes you just have to take yourself out of the position, take yourself out in that environment. Okay. It can be people that are close to you. You can still love them, but sometimes we got to love at a distance, right? Right. I still got love for you, but I just couldn't be around you every day. So I had to kind of put a gap in between us. I had to put some distance between us because you were affecting me so much that I love you. That's why I'm not going to leave you. But at the same time, I am going to put a gap. I am going to put a boundary. I am going to put some distance between us. So therefore, I can experience something new because you are destroying me and you are killing me faster than you are killing yourself. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So sometimes we just need to be around something new. And that's all I'm trying to emphasize today. The topic for today was something new. And just think about something new that you can do in your life, a new position that you can be in, a new environment that you can be in. Where do you want to be? Where do you see your life in 10, 15 years? Where do you see your life in a year? Are you better than you were last year? Self reflect. And if you're not where you want to be or you're not doing the things that you need to do something new. Surround yourself by something new. Okay. And then back to what I was saying at the beginning with God letting us go through things because we have the free will. Okay. So if you know you're not going in the right direction or you keep doing the same thing every day on repeat, change. Don't just keep going until somebody taps you on your shoulder or until something has to happen. You crash out, you go to jail, you lose somebody, you lose yourself. Why go through all of that? If you can stop now and you know, because when you know better, you do better. So if you're knowing that you're not supposed to do whatever you're doing, why aren't you doing better? That comes with growth. That comes with maturity, right? You're too mature. You have grown too much in your life to keep doing the same thing. Maybe 5, 10 years ago, or maybe even a year ago, maybe that would have been okay. But you're mature. You have already grown. So you can't keep doing the same thing that you would have done years ago. You got to be where you are now. If you have growth from that, don't keep doing the same thing. Don't keep waiting for something to happen, somebody to tap you on the shoulder and say, "Hey, you're doing the wrong thing." You know that, right? Right? No, sometimes we got to grow up. We got to grow up, and we have to self-reflect on ourselves and understand, hey, I know I'm not supposed to do this because you're not always going to have somebody to tap you on your shoulder and say, "Hey, what you're doing is wrong." You're always not going to have someone. You're not. And sometimes you got to be that person. You got to let God be that person. And God's already saying, "Hey, I already told you what you're doing is wrong, but you got to figure it out for yourself now because I can't keep telling you. You have the free will. So if you want to go down that road and crash out, I'll be here when you come back to me. But at the same time, look at the life that you're doing. Look at the life that you're receiving because of the actions that you're doing. So you're crashing out. You're killing yourself. So instead of coming to me when you're healthy, you're gonna come to me broken. And look at how much life you're gonna have to build yourself back up to just to be healthy again, or just to be in a good state because you may not ever be that healthy again, right? So we're trying to prevent these things from happening. So surround yourself by something new and get yourself in a better position. This has been Topic of Discussion. I'm Miles Berry. We out.